in this episode, what I enjoyed was throughout all the moving parts of the past two seasons, I think that this love story was what was at the center of this show. So, how do you both think that this finale fulfilled the heart of this continent-spanning romance that we see play out in 1923?
Wow, yeah. I mean, it's such a grand, epic love story. I think, Taylor writes love stories so beautifully. And this literally is a love story that spans, y- continents. And yeah, they've been apart. And I think seeing them together and seeing the challenges they go through together is so beautiful in its own right, and watching how they work together and bring out the best in each other. But then separating them and watch them have to fight for one another on their own is a totally different beast. And um, it is a tragic ending, but the payoff is they found each other again. They created a family together, and ultimately, when Spencer's old and gray and dying, he finds her, and he's been waiting for her, and she's been waiting for him. And it just is a type of love that it can endure anything. And I think that's something that everybody wants, that kind of love, and everybody wishes for that. Even though it was cut short for them, but they never lost each other.
I mean, it resonates with so well because it is, it's like that, it's that same type of love that you see in old films, in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s, and it's the type of love that poetry is about, and the best songs, and it's that kind of thing. It's that like permeating, inspiring love, that is so rare, and you don't really see it too much anymore in mainstream media. You just don't. There's a certain like callousness to a lot of the love you see these days and stuff, and someone's really fucked up and they do something shitty and they have to, you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of like darkness to a lot of the love stories you see now. um and it's more like shadowy, and to have a story, you know that is just driven by like a profound, deep love for somebody, and what you're willing to put yourself through to find them, and to see them, and to be there for them. That's something that everybody wants, and everybody wants to share in, and everyone wants to experience and witness. Um, yeah, and it was such a beautiful thing to be able to do it.
I think it was beautiful to see how, even though it took them a long time to reunite, it felt like the payoff was definitely worth it to see
Oh,
moments that they share together.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
And Julia, for you, what was it just like reading those initial scripts and knowing that she was going to be taken through the ringer this season? And how do you think her final scene, kind of how the journey throughout the whole season kind of influenced her decision to not have surgery, in the final moments of the show?
Yeah, well, Taylor kind of warned me. He actually he asked my permission, because I think he knew. I mean, he was gonna write whatever he wanted to, but he did call me and he was like, I just want to make sure you're okay with this because it's gonna be really challenging. And I was like, yes, like of course, let's do it. Let's dig into it. And so I was excited. I was so excited and so honored at what I was able, or I was given the opportunity to do as an actor. And I was honored that that was the story for Alex that he wanted to tell. And um, yeah, it was just an unbelievable experience. And I think she digs so deep to find her strength for her child. And you really see what a mother's love can withstand. And at the end of the day, it was either spending the last hours, minutes, seconds of her life making sure that baby stayed alive, or she would choose herself and maybe the baby wouldn't stay alive. And all that mattered to her was that child. And I think she made so many sacrifices along the way. But ultimately that was the ultimate sacrifice. It was a mother's love for her child. And And I think she was really at peace making that and knowing what she was leaving behind. And she was cracking jokes while she was doing it. So it felt like if Alex was gonna come to an end, it felt kind of like the perfect way that she would go out, you know?
And Brandon, for you, I know at the end of the day, we don't really know exactly yet how the Yellowstone origin series will progress. We do know 1944 is coming, of course. At the end of this season, it does feel like we see what else is going to happen in Spencer's life. It kind of has a bow on it, sort of, so to speak. And I know at the end of the day, it's due to Taylor and the creative decisions behind it. But do you think that Spencer's story would end right here? Or personally, for you, would you see that there could be more left to show from him?
I mean, yeah, he's got more story in him. I mean, I don't think that it'll be nearly as exciting as what he's experienced. I think as the character, he's likely just trying to be at home and raise his child, um, and root himself. And also just like, you know, he's never the same again after losing her, and Elsa kind of says that in the voiceover. Um, I think it changes him, and he spends the rest of his life missing her and longing for her and just sort of doing his job and trying to be the best dad he can be.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's definitely more to see, and hope maybe we stand 1944.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And lastly, is it safe to assume that their child is in fact John Dutton the second? Can we safely assume that?
Um, I mean, we could say his name's John, but
Yeah, I think that Brandon and I would both absolutely love to believe that and probably do deep down in our hearts. But there are many, many years between present day and back then, and a lot could happen. So, we
yeah,
don't know
we'll,
until Taylor writes it. That's what
yeah,
We'll
I think
see.
there's, you know, there could be another John popping up now and again. It's a strong name. My brother was a strong man, and you know, I think that it's certainly possible.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you both so much for chatting with me, and I cannot wait for people to see this and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so
I'm
much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We see a two-season arc kind of conclude for Teonna. Take me through what you think her mindset was throughout these events, because I think she was hit with adversary after adversary, just trial after trial, and I think that she always wanted to remain honest about what happened. She never wavered in sticking true to who she was and her identity. So why do you think it was important for this character to have this mindset, even when she thought that would lead to her imprisonment or death? She still stuck to that.
Absolutely. Because I think that directly shows the power that we as BIPOC communities are and have.
Hmm.
I think so many look at us and think that we're less than or that we have to prove ourselves 10 times more and that, we're just lower. And that's not true. So I think if there's any, teenagers or the youth watching this, like I want them to know their strength is their superpower. Like our strength is our fucking superpower.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice because that lives and it ripples throughout us because we've
Yeah.
been through so much that and look at us. We're still over here laughing and creating so much love throughout all of our communities 24/7 even though we've been through what we've been through.
Yeah.
So I think it was paramount for yeah, for Teonna to stay headstrong and to stay, confident in what she was, trying to achieve and what she wanted for her people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was so bittersweet to see Liz depart at the end of the season because I felt like she had just come to terms with her environment. I feel like she had come in clutch as war came upon the Yellowstone. She was very crucial in that fight. But it appeared at the end there just wasn't much left for her. How did it feel to have her arc conclude like that, for her to leave, but it really just kind of understood that life before she did leave?
Yeah, it all like the ending, it just felt like it happened so quickly. Like all of a sudden she's leaving the ranch. But I think I don't think that when Elizabeth leaves the ranch, it's because she's giving up or that it's that there's really nothing left for her there
Mhm.
anymore. And I think Kara knows that as well. And ultimately Elizabeth just wants to protect her baby now. And I
Mhm.
don't think that she thinks the ranch is the right place to do that. Um, but she did kind of just get, you know what? I think even if Jack survived, I don't know if she would have been wanting to stay on that ranch. I think
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was like, I'm here because I love you, but let's go.
She may, you never know, but I do think that like she put up a fight so much throughout the season. You're like, even when it's all said and done, even if everything was as calm as possible, she it still made me like, I got to get out of here somehow.
Yeah, it's look, living on that ranch is signing a death warrant.
Yeah. Basically, literally, war came to the door. So who's to say like she could have stayed
Or came to the door.
or she could have been stayed and she could have been like, okay, well, it's time to go. Like, you could stay here, but I might leave. So I
Yeah.
think either option would have been plausible. My next question for both of you, Amina, if you can answer first, then Michelle. I know at the end of the day, we don't know what will happen with the Yellowstone origin stories, but we do know 1944 is coming. And your two characters are two characters who made it through the finale, made it through the season. I know it's up to Taylor and the creators behind the show at the end of the day, but for both of you personally, do you see there's more left for your characters? I know Amina, Teonna shares a name with the character in Yellowstone that everyone's been speculating about. Michelle, for you, we do know it's still up in the air how the lineage continues. Like we kind of get some assumptions, but it's still not fully confirmed. So for both of you, what do you think happens next? Would you like to see more? I know it's up to Taylor, but what would you like to see happen, if anything?
I want to see her have a full-bodied life. I want to see her live till she's like 80, and have many babies. Well, just at least one from Pete. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Because I think that what she's went through is just only gonna inform so much more as she ages and builds such an incredible matriarchal woman.
yeah,
Um, she already is one. And I want to see more. I think she has so much more life to give, and I think she's a powerful voice in her generation. And it
yeah,
obviously transcends to the rainwater from Yellowstone that we're speculating about. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I want to see more of her. I want to see her live till 80. Unfortunately, I feel like in a Yellowstone Taylor written script, the happiness and the living till 80 might not be possible. But you
Listen.
never know. Um, I I mean, I would love to adventure to 1944 if that
Yeah.
ever was a possibility for Teonna and Elizabeth.
Yeah. I would love to see that too because I mean I kept thinking about the timeline. I'm like, it's a few years down the road, but it's not that many years down the road. Like
We can do
Oh,
it.
it's feasible. Like, that's just like a few decades. Like it's not that much.
close to that age already, which is
Do little prosthetics, little
Just
makeup. I don't know.
Just a few,
We can pull
just
it
a
off.
few. Not even like just like the slightest hint. And I'm like, okay, these are our characters that we loved from 1923. They're just slightly older. They're just slightly older. But I think that it's just so interesting because I remember Michelle actually this and the preseason interview. I was like, fans keep speculating on who John Dutton II's father is. And any of the end of this season, we still don't know, but I know that this finale is going to definitely have everyone on Reddit and all the sleuths trying to like figure out possibly
Yes.
who this is and exactly how it goes. And I kind of like how it doesn't answer it completely. Like it gives
I
you,
just
it puts
I
it in
want
your
them
face, but still doesn't like go there.
I want them to know that we are there with them. Like I don't know. I wish that we knew. Like I
Hmm.
if people say they like there's some people who are very confident in their theory and I'm happy
Hmm.
for them. I can't
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you both so, so much. I enjoyed this season so much. Can't wait for more people to see it. And I hope you both enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
thank you.
Have a good one.